were some season's beatings.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played in the cat?
Someone's in the back seat! Tell me where you are, John!
Wolfman's got Nards.
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Violent Night, starring David Harbour as Santa Claus. This isn't going to be a spoiler review, guys, so there's not going to be any spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen the film, then you're okay to keep watching. The movie's about a rich family who are being robbed on Christmas night, and it just so happens that Santa Claus is in their house delivering presents at the same time, and he accidentally gets caught up in the mayhem. Now, first of all, the title of the movie definitely lives up to the movie itself, and I kind of forgot about it because throughout the film I was enjoying the movie so much that I forgot there was going to be violence in this film, and when the violence came, my god, the violence was absolutely awful, as in a good way. And there was also scenes in it that reminded you of Home Alone, and it was supposed to remind you of Home Alone because they do mention Home Alone in it. There's a little girl in the film who's helping Santa Claus and Santa Claus is helping her, and she's hiding in the attic, and there's a scene where she says she's going to set some traps like Home Alone, and I won't spoil it, but there's maybe a 5 or 6 minute montage of what Home Alone would actually look like in real life, with the traps that Harry and Marv are subject to in the original Home Alone movies. They survive all of it, but in real life those sort of things just wouldn't happen in real life, and when what you see in Violent Night is probably exactly what would happen in real life. It's absolutely horrific. If you look at David Harbour as Santa Claus, he does have a bit of a backstory that they go into, which is a very first for a Santa Claus that I've ever seen. I won't mention what the backstory entails, but the backstory is very important and very interesting as well, and it kind of leads up like a foreshadowing as to what David Harbour does throughout the rest of the film to protect the family. But it's David Harbour himself, it seems to be, as he was filming this movie, he can tell, as he's being Santa Claus, he can tell that this is going to be a great film because the way he acts in this movie, he has a lot of fun with it. He's very believable as Santa Claus, as strange as that sounds. He's just so amazing as Santa Claus. You watch Santa Claus films and most of the time the message is about us believing in Santa or us becoming more happy around the holidays, and it's up to Santa Claus to convince us that it's a time for joy. That's the kind of theme of most Christmas movies, but in this one it is about that, but it's also about Santa Claus forgetting his way, because in this film Santa Claus is like, all the kids are spoilt little brats, they don't deserve anything. So it's also about him finding his way and knowing that people can change and people can be better, especially around the Christmas period. John Leguizamo plays the main bad guy. He plays Mr. Scrooge, and I like the fact that he doesn't want to know any of his accomplices' names, so he calls them all Christmassy names, bad Christmassy names like the bad elf and stuff, and he's Mr. Scrooge. And I just loved his whole persona. He hated Christmas. I'll not tell you why he hated Christmas, but he hated Christmas and everything about it, and he decides that Christmas night is going to be the night that he does this heist for specific reasons, that being one of them. And he doesn't believe in Santa Claus, so when Santa does appear, Santa's like, I'm Santa Claus, and he's like, no you're not, you're just some guy dressed as Santa Claus. I think that aspect of the film was really good as well, finding out, or those characters finding out, that they're not just dealing with a guy dressed as Santa Claus, they're dealing with the actual Santa Claus. Movies today like to tone down certain things for modern audiences, but they don't do that in Violent Night. You get a lot of really good moments where there's things missing from action films today because people don't want to offend anyone. In this one, they do go out their way not to offend too many people, but at the same time they have a lot of fun. It does feel like your classic 80s action movie, and I know that people are going to compare this to Die Hard, and rightfully so, because this is just like Die Hard. You've got a guy who's landed in a place that he shouldn't really be, and he's defending a family, and people are trying to figure out who he is. It's just like John McClane in the Nakatomi building, only this time it's Santa Claus in a big mansion. If anything, I think this film makes Die Hard seem even more like a Christmas movie, because it does feel like you're watching a Die Hard movie, but a more Christmassy version of Die Hard. It's obviously nowhere near as good as the original Die Hard movie, but it's got a lot of the charm and a lot of the elements that makes Die Hard a really good film, and they take that on board and bring it into Violent Night. I think Violent Night is a fantastic Christmas movie. It's probably one of the best Christmas movies I've seen in the last maybe 20 years or so. I don't think the movie would have been as good if it didn't have David Harbour in the role as Santa Claus. I think he gave us all, like I said. I think he was very believable as an unbelievable character in an unbelievable storyline. I think he gave the movie heart, because there were some moments that, yes, there was a lot of action, yes, there's a lot of comedy, a lot of really funny moments, a lot of really good action moments, a lot of really good violent moments as well, but there's a lot of heartfelt moments, not just between Santa and the little girl in the film, but between the little girl and their family, between Santa and the family as well, because there's certain things that they have to do in order to protect each other, and they do it in a really charming way, a way that it kind of takes you aback, because you're in the middle of enjoying a comedy moment, or you're in the middle of enjoying an action moment where there's a lot of people getting killed, but then it suddenly hits you with a lot of really heartfelt moments and messages that it sends to us as the audience, and you're like, do you know what, yeah, we should really appreciate ourselves more, appreciate Christmas more, appreciate our family more, things that you would do for your family you wouldn't normally do around any other time of the year apart from Christmas. So yeah, I think it has all the elements to make a really good Christmas movie. You've got the Christmas setting, you get Santa Claus, I thought I was American there. You get the action, you get the comedy, you get the thrills. Yeah, I think this is, like I said, one of the best Christmas movies that I've seen in the last 20 years. So if you've seen this movie, guys, leave your comments down below, let me know what you thought of it. If you haven't seen the movie though, guys, maybe don't read the comments in case people spoil it for you, but I highly recommend that you go and see this one on the big screen. I did hear that it's not doing really well in the cinema box office wise, but it's got a lot of really good reviews, guys, so I highly recommend that you see this one. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching again, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.